Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and we are back to revisit Tarkir one more time, and we're going the long way around with another play booster box. And this time we're opening a play booster box of Tarkir Dragonstorm. This is going to be our last venture, I think, into the return to Tarkir. We've already hit a lot of great things in this set. In our previous episode of opening the booster bundle box, hit a Call of the Spirit Dragon. In the collector booster box, hit that gorgeous Ugin Planeswalker and not one but two Elspeth Planeswalkers. So be sure to check out those episodes. There's not much else that we can say about Tarkir. We've seen a lot of great cards. Still a lot of fantastic cards left to be found. Would really love to see a Dracogenesis be pulled from these packs. I've only seen two of the Spirit Dragons, so would love to see the other three Spirit Dragons make an appearance. Have not seen Sarkhan, our Tarkir mainstay Planeswalker. I think he is a creature this go round, so we would love to see an appearance made by him. So we've got our 30 booster packs here and ready to go. We'll just set these two stacks off to the side. And when we get back from our break, we'll start cracking some packs. So hang tight, and we will start in a minute. And we are back with this episode of Breaking Boxes, and we are again going the long way around in Tarkir with a play booster box. And we've got 30 fresh packs ready to be cracked. So let's get into it with this first stack of 10. Alright, and these are in the right order. So we've got our commons. And then we've got our Traveling Botanist, Ireni's Rebuff, Teeming Dragonstorm, into a Songcrafter Mage, Teamer, green, blue, and red for a flashing 3/2 human bard. When this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize till end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost, so you can cast it from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost, so it's whatever its mana cost is, and you can tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by X, where X is that creature's power. So if you got a big spell that you want to play and you got a big beefy creature, that's going to help to reduce the cost of it. So that's those are pretty good, some good ways to help with the casting of some cards. And then I think that's the first time we've seen that particular card in this set. And then another card, so this is a 2 rare pack that we have seen multiple times pop up. Fangkeeper's Familiar, black, green, blue, and 1, so Sultai and 1. When this creature flash again, so we got 2 flashers in a row. When this creature enters, choose 1, you gain 3 and surveil 3, destroy target enchantment, and counter target creature spell. And then we've got a Shock Brigade as our foil, and then an island and an elephant. Pack number 2. Maybe it's just me, but I know in that booster bundle there didn't seem to be a whole lot in terms of multi-rare packs. So hopefully this will have. We're already off to a good start with 2 rares. So maybe we'll see more rares. Oh, and we'll take a mythic. And this is going to be one of the special guest mythics, Inspired Ultimatum. Jeskai colors, 2 blue, 3 red, 2 white. Target player gains 5. It deals 5 to any target, and then you draw 5 cards. And that is some fantastic art. That looks like that could be Ugin in the background. The way tells us we must strive towards unity of the mind. Through shared understanding, we may yet put an end to the strife on Tarkir. Shiko. Maybe that's Shiko in the background. And then we have a Jeskai Monument, Well of War, Disruptive Stormbrood, Spectral of Denial, and the Sibsing Ceremony. For 3 black mana, creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast, and whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy that creature, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure what I would do with that. If you had maybe a Dictate of Erebos out, where, and maybe a Black Market Connections too, something to, or not Black Market Connections, but just a Black Market, something to kind of help you with when the creature dies, that you get an effect. So with the Dictate of Erebos, you know, you'll be able to destroy, or opponents will be able to sack things as well when your creature dies. And then with Black Market, I think when a creature you control dies, it gets a counter and you get that much black mana. So that might be something. That's interesting. I'd have to think about what you could do to play with that. And then a foiling Heritage Reclamation, and a Mountain, and a Reliquary Dragon. That's a good pack right there. Good pack. Pack number 3. Always good when you get early in and you hit a mythic. Hopefully that sets a good standard for this box. Defibrillating Current, Dragon's Brood Relic, which makes that Reliquary Dragon, Glacial Dragon Hunt into a Scavenger Regent, which was my pre-release card for this set. Black and 3 for a dragon, flying ward, discard a card, and then it has Omen for 2 black and X. Each non-dragon creature gets -X until end of turn. And then when you cast it for its Omen cost, this card does get shuffled back in. So it's kind of like going on an adventure, but you do get a shuffle out of your library. And then a foily Jeskai Brushmaster, Blossoming Sands, and then an art card. Number 4. So, Wingblade Disciple, Synchronized Charge, Jeskai Shrine Keeper into a Frost Cliff Siege. So these are the new sieges from this set, and they go off of the clans, and each siege has 2 clans that you can choose from. So for this one, it's either Jeskai or Temur, since it is it in colors. So if you choose Jeskai, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card. Always good. And then T more creatures you control get +1/+0 and have the tramples and the haste. Excuse me, the home comes out of nowhere. Dizyet Earthcarver for our foil, Scoured Barrens, and a warrior token. Pack number 5. Desperate Measures, Kintree Severance, Sunset Strike Master into a Dragonologist. I saw a lot of play of this at re-release. Blue and 2 for a human wizard for a 1/3. When this creature enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can get an instant sorcery or a dragon. And it goes into your hand. Rest go on the bottom, and then untapped dragons you control have the hexproof. So if you're doing a dragon deck, this is a good way to make sure if it's a recently cast, or if your dragons have the vigilance. When if people are trying to interact with your board, those untapped dragons are safe because they've got the hexproof, and a good way for you to kind of filter through your deck. And then here we have one of the Spirit Dragons. So another mythic early on, not even 5 packs deep, and we've got 2 mythics. So that's pretty good. Urini, the Song Unending for Temur and 5 for a flying 10/10, pro white and black. When it enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. So if you don't have any rocks, you're looking or dorks, you're looking at least 8 damage from the get-go. And if you have, because you're in blue, if you have a way to flicker it, that's going to deal a lot of damage across the board. With a Humbling Elder and a Jungle Hollow into a Spirit. Pack number 6. Now I'm trying to remember now if that is did I already open that that Spirit Dragon, or if that's a new Spirit Dragon. I'll have to go back and check. Alright, so we've got a Mystic Monastery. Put that in my land stack. Gurmag Rakshasa. Zurgo's Vanguard. Whirlwing Stormbrood into a Rediscover the Way. So Jeskai Saga. When it enters, goes to Chapter 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Same for Chapter 2, and then Chapter 3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains the double strike until end of turn. And then I think if you cast multiple... so if you cast multiple spells, then you get multiple instances of double strike on several creatures. And then we also have a foil Great Asharin City. This land enters tapped unless you control a forest or a plains, and it taps for a black mana. And then for 1 and a black, tap it, exile a creature from your graveyard, and make a 1/1 white spirit creature token. Nice. Part of that new land cycle. And a Swiftwater Cliffs, and then there's the zombie druid that black enchantment makes. Alright, get through these commons. Loxodon Battle Priest, Stalwart Successor, Roiling Dragonstorm, Nomad Outpost into a Glacier Wood Siege. Same thing, another siege. This one is our Temur and Sultai one. Temur, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills for. And then Sultai, you may play lands from your graveyard. Very nice. I would put this in Necrobloom, but Necrobloom does not have blue in it, unfortunately. And then another Mystic Monastery. And a Swiftwater Cliffs. Pack number 8. Just breezing right through these. Effortless Master, Descendant of Storms, Kiru Goldkeeper, Channeled Dragonfire, and then there is Sarkhan. We knew he had to show up sooner or later. Sarkhan, Dragon Ascendant. Red and 1 for a 2/2 human druid. When he enters, you may behold a dragon. So you either choose a dragon you control or reveal a dragon from your hand. And if you behold a dragon, you make a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains the flying. So you can run him as your commander and have a bunch of dragons in it. Or put him in a dragon deck. Because he just wants to be a dragon. Get through all of our commons. Alright, Mardu Monument. Formation Breaker. 100 Battle Veteran. Duty Beyond Death. Into a Lotus Light Dancers. Sultai in 2 for a Zombie Bard. Lifelink 3/6. When this creature enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into your graveyard, then shuffle. And then if you have some sort of recursion, if you're playing Sultai or if you're playing some sort of zombie deck, you're going to be able to get those back. Roamer's Routine, and a Windscarred Scrag, and a bird. And then here it is, our last pack for this set of 10 cards, or the set of 10 packs. Alright, here we go. Host of the Hereafter. Way Speaker Body card, Dragon's Claw Spike, into a Quasi Revenant, 2 black and 1. Now this is a vampire, not a dragon, with the Flying, Death Touch, and the Lifelink for a 3/3. And then you can renew to exile this card for a black and 2 from your graveyard to put a Flying counter, a Death Touch counter, and a Lifelink counter onto target creature, but only as a sorcery. So it's a way to give those effects, those keywords, to another one of your creatures. And then we also have an Avenger of the Fallen for a black and 2 for a 2/4 human warrior with the Death Touch that has Mobilize X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So then Mobilize is when it attacks, you make that number of tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens, and then they get sacked at the end step. So with this, you get X of those tokens, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. And then an Unsparing Boltcaster, and then a Forest, and an Art card. And this one is a signed one. Nice. All right. Well, there is our first stack of 10 Tarkir play boosters, and I think we are off to a pretty good start so far. We've hit 2 mythics, one of them being a special guest card. We've already seen a Spirit Dragon, and we've seen your boy Sarkon. So, not too shoddy so far. When we get back from the break, we're going to continue this Dragonstorm and go through this next pack, or this next stack of 10 packs. Hang tight, and we'll see you in a minute. And we are back with this episode of Breaking Boxes. I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and we are on our second stack of this play booster box of Tarkir Dragonstorm. Already we have seen a mythic dragon and a special guest card. We have seen, let's see, where did it go? We saw Urini, the Song Unending, the Tamir Spirit Dragon, as well as the Inspired Ultimatum. So I'm taking that as a good sign that we've hit 2 mythics, one of them being a special guest so far, and we still have 20 packs to go. So without further ado, let's get to cracking. We also found one of the cards that we were looking for. That is the new Sarkon creature. That was one that we have not seen in this set yet. Still looking at getting the Dracogenesis. All right. Realized that was in the wrong stack. Okay. Shocking Sharpshooter, Kishless, Skimmer, Essence Anchor, Armament Dragon, Into and Awaken the Honored Dead, Sultai, black, green, and blue for a saga. Chapter 1, destroy target non-land permanent. Chapter 2, mill 3 cards. And then Chapter 3, may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. So a way to bring back an important piece to your hand. And then our foil, and this is a rare foil, Tursula Light Shatter, red and 2 for a 3/3 Orc Wizard. That has the haste. When Tursa Light Shatter enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So you can discard up to 2, draw 2, or you can discard 1, draw 1. Or discard none, draw none. Whenever Tursa Light Shatter attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn. Ooh, that might be good in my Prosper deck. Always looking for new ways to upgrade Prosper. And that is some nice lightning foil on that card. And then a Thornwood Falls. And very bold signature on this art card. Pack number 2. Through these commons. Overwhelming Surge, Jeskai Brushmaster, Rite of Renewal, Into a Felithar, Dawn of Azban, white, black, and green for a legendary human warrior, 3/3 with the tramples. Whenever Felidar enters or attacks, you can sack a non-land permanent. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. I really like this card. I'm thinking about putting it in my Necrobloom deck. This was in my pre-release kit, and I played it in during pre-release, and it was very clutch. I was able to get him up to 11 power trampler, very good in a pre-release match. So I really enjoyed playing him. And then we've got a Jeskai Shrine Keeper as our foil, and a Tranquil Cove. Next pack. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about tired of my allergies. Got a little cough that's been driving me crazy the last couple of days. It's been extra polleny down here. Alright, the 100-year Battle Veteran, Furious Forebearer, Tamir Monument, Runescale Stormbrood, into, another Uniri, the Song Unending, this time in the showcase art. Not seen any of the showcase dragons. Again, green, blue, and red, and 5. Flying, protection from white and from black. When it enters, deal X damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. So if you are doing it just straight lands, then that is 8 damage off of just the hard cast. Very nice. I like that art. And a Sibsig Appraiser for our foil. Swiftwater Cliffs into a copy. Next pack. So that's 2 of the same dragon in this box. That's kind of funny. Alright. Get through our commons. Corroding Dragonstorm, Oral Procession, Bone Carn Butcher, Static Snare, into a Mistrise Village. Enters tapped unless you control a mountain or forest. Does tap for a blue mana source. Pay a blue and tap it. Next spell you cast this turn cannot be countered. So I would say that's a must in any blue deck, and because of the way, especially in Commander, the way that color identity works, because it says mountain or forest and it doesn't have the pips, you should be able to include that in any blue deck, because it doesn't have the pips. So if it had the pips, then you wouldn't be able to have, if it had the red pip or the green pip, you wouldn't be able to have it. But since it just says mountain or forest, then that doesn't matter. Equilibrium Adept, Twin Maul Stormbrood, Dragonstorm Forecaster, Rakasha's Bargain, into a Zurgo Thunder's Decree. Mardu, red, white, and black for a 2/4. Mobilize 2, so whenever he attacks, make 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. You sack them at the beginning of the next end step. But with Zurgo, during your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token cannot be sacrificed. So that helps those warriors from Mobilize hang around. So it can be a little ridiculous. Salt Road Skirmish for our foil. And a Rugged Highlands. And then there's that warrior. Pack number 6. Seen a lot of repeat cards. You know, we are on this is our 3rd box, so we are bound to see a lot of cards that we've already seen, especially after opening that collector booster box. Aegis Sculptor, Salt Road Skirmish, Knockout, maneuver into a Bloomvine Regent. 2 green and 3 for a 4/5 dragon. Does have Omen for a green and 2 that allows you to search for up to 2 basic forests. So you're basically cultivating, but you're just getting 2 forests. And then that does shuffle back in because of the Omen ability. For the creature, you get a flyer, 4/5. When this enters, or another dragon you control enters, you do gain 3 life. And then we have a special rare land, Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Taps for a colorless. Taps to add 1 mana of any color to cast a dragon or an omen spell. And then pay 4 to sack this land to search for your library for a dragon, to reveal it, to put it into your hand. Then we've got a Mardu Devotee and a Dismal Backwater. And then an art card. Pack number 7. Unrooted Ancestor, Duty Beyond Death, Sultai Monument, Formation Breaker into an all-out assault. So Mardu and 2 for a mythic enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 in Death Touch. That's pretty awesome. When this enchantment enters, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. Okay, so this is when it comes in. So you could main phase 1, combat, main phase 2, play this enchantment, untap, followed by combat, and an additional main phase. That's pretty good for Mardu, I think. Extra combat on an enchantment. Especially with all those mobilized tokens that you would be making. That would be a little bit disgusting, I would say. Unsparing Bolt Caster, Purging Storm Brood, Dragon Sniper. I think this is a really good uncommon. 1 green for a 1/1 with Vigireaching, Death Touch. That lets you just swat a dragon out of the air. And then for our rare in this pack, a Roar of the Endless Song, Timor and 2. Chapters 1 and 2 lets you make a 5/5 green elephant creature token. And then Chapter 3, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of your turn. Okay. Very simple. Might be a good way to, if you can have it hang around until the end of turn, good way to end the game. Or if you can get it hang around to Chapter 3. Good way to end the game. Okay. Alright, a Mammoth Bellow. Fleeting Effigy. Marshal of the Lost. River will sweep into a Hollowmurk Siege, so one of the new sieges. This one because it's black and green. This one cares about being Sultai or Azban. So for Sultai, whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. And then for Azban, whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature, and then it gets the Menace until end of turn. And then a Furious Forebearer. And our last pack in this stack of 10. Alright, we've got a Constrictor Sage, Corey Mountain Stalwart, Asvan Monument, a Krumar Initiate, and then a Surok, the Elusive Hunter for a green and 2. Cannot be countered. He is a 4/3 human warrior with the trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you get to draw a card. And then Rally the Monastery and a Thornwood Falls. And that is our second pack, or second stack of 10 packs. And we still have this last stack of 10. That second stack wasn't quite as exciting. We did get that showcase Spirit Dragon, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we've got some more good stuff hanging out in these last 10 packs. So hang tight with us. When we get back, we're going to be getting into these last 10 packs. We'll see you in a second. And we are back with our third and final stack of Tarkir Dragonstorm. I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and we have seen 2 Spirit Dragons. Well, the same Spirit Dragon twice, one in regular art and one in showcase art, and we've also seen a special guest Ultimatum, and I think, is that all of the mythics that we have seen? Oh, and then we have seen this all-out assault mythic. And so I feel like we're still a couple of mythics short for this box. So hopefully we'll see some more mythics pop up. We have seen your boy Sarkhan come out in this set. That is the Dragon Mage for Tarkir. Still would like to see a Dracogenesis pop up. That would be really nice. Although I've already pulled them, an extra Elspeth or an Ugin would be nice too. But we have 10 packs remaining to get through all of this. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. Alright, and we've got our commons there. Hardened Tactician, Iridescent Tiger, Lion Weight, Storm Beacon Blade into another Tursa Light Shatter. We've already seen this Orc Wizard pop up once. This one is a non-foil version. The foil version had that really good lightning foil. Into another Iridescent Tiger and a foil Jungle Hollow. Not a super exciting pack, but maybe we'll see some more fun stuff. Pack number 2. Host of the Hereafter, Starry-Eyed Skyrider, Dragonclaw Strike. Ooh, and here is the new Narset Jeskai Waymaster. Jeskai, so blue, red, and white for a 3/4 human monk. At the beginning of the your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. So you'd want some good cantrips so you can draw a lot of cards. So be a good way to kind of blow through your hand. Maybe trying to empty out your library is your win con there. Not sure what else you would want to try to do there. Maybe just at least keep your hand loaded up with some counter spells. Maybe, I know that's one of the things that Narset likes to do, is to counter some spells. Alright, and we've got another Dragon Sniper, Mystic Monastery, Gurmag Rakasha, Disruptive Stormbrood into a Stillness in Motion. I've not seen this one. Blue and 1 for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3. Then if your library has no cards in it, exile this enchantment and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. Okay. I guess that way you can try to stay in the game and maybe try to win it if you're trying to get particular cards from your graveyard. Pack number 3, I believe. Rainveil Rejuvenator, Venerated Stormslinger, Frontier Biovac, Sunpearl Kieran into a Nature's Rhythm, 2 green and X. This is kind of a fun card. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X and put it onto the battlefield. So we're just going to go get something from our library, and then we can harmonize this for 4 green and X. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its harmonized cost, and then you can tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by an amount of generic mana equal to its power, and then you can exile this. So we're going to just go get the 2 best creatures from our library onto the battlefield. Just like that. And then a Storm Shriek Feral. I got excited. I saw the showcase art, saw the foiling. I thought we had something. It's a common. All right. Our next pack. And we've got a Reverberating Summons, Bewildering Blizzard, Wayspeaker Bodyguard into an Ambling Storm Shell. So it's a turtle. 2 blue and 3 for a turtle, 5/9. Ward 2, when this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. And then whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. Into a Sinkhole Surveyor, black and 1 for 1/3 Bird Scout. Flying, whenever this creature attacks, you lose 1. And this creature endures 1. And I think endure is you put a +1/+1 counter on it, or you make a spirit. Alright, pack number 6. Dragonstorm Forecaster, Jeskai Monument, Will of War, Unsparing Boltcaster, and a Colas the Fanekeeper. Sultai in 1 for a Zombie Warrior, Indestructible, 2/1. Whenever Codas deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of damage dealt. And you can cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. So this kind of gives you a villainous wealth. You want to make Codas bigger, unblockable, and then you just steal stuff from their library. Flying through these packs. Helps when you see a lot of this stuff over and over again. Alright, we've got a Dragonfire Blade. 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and hexproof from monocolored, so that would protect you from your lightning bolts, your Swords Plowshares, your Path to Exiles. Equip 4, and then it costs one less to activate for each color of the creature that it targets. So it's a multicolor creature. You're going to boop it down less for each color of that creature. All right. Pack number 8. To a Veteran Ice Climber, Yathan Tomeguard, Sonic Shrieker, into a Quarry Mountain Monastery. So this will be the Jeskai land. Comes in tapped unless you control a plane or an island. Taps for a red. Pay 4 to tap it to exile the top card of your library. Till the end of your turn, you may play that card. And then we also have another mythic, Jeskai Revelation. Jeskai in 4, return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. It deals 4 damage to any target. You make 2 white 1/1 monk creature tokens with prowess, draw 2 cards, and gain 4 life. And pack number 9. See if we can hit some exciting in this pack. Opulent Palace. Strategic Betrayal. Rally the Monastery into a Laced Prowler. 2 green and 2. When this creature enters, you may mill cards equal to the number of lands you control. Okay. Green and 1. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put X 1/1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Okay, that's kind of interesting. This might go good in a Necrobloom deck, I think, because you're going to be going through a lot of your lands, and you might have a lot of lands in your graveyard, or maybe even a Gitrog monster deck. That'd be pretty good. Oh, and then there is a big mythic. I had forgot that this was in here. The new Mox Jasper, 0 mana, legendary artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Activate it only if you control a Dargon. So that is a big hit right there. Any of the Moxes are nice to hit. Always good to find. So that's really good. I am happy to get that. And we are on our last pack here. Let's get another exciting. Let's get a Dracogenesis out of it. We're going to put it out there. We're going to get a Dracogenesis out of this pack. And then we'll build a kick-ass dragon deck. Whirlwig Stormbrood, Mardu Monument, Attuned Hunter, Encroaching Dragonstorm into a Mardu Siegebreaker. That's not a Dracogenesis. Mardu in 1 for a 4/4 Death-Touching Haster. When this creature enters, exile it to 1 other target creature you control until this creature leaves. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exiled card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice those tokens. So you exile a creature you control, and then when this attacks, you get a copy of that creature attacking it. So it gives that card myriad too. So I think it goes after each opponent. So that's kind of fun for a game of Commander. And that is it. That is this box of Tarkir Dragonstorm. And this is, again, probably going to be my last trip into Tarkir unless something drastically changes. So I think the cards of this set are going to be this Mox Jasper, honestly. We also got that really cool, let me find it, the Urani in the fun art. And then we also got, we've got the Urani in the regular art. And then the Inspired Ultimatum in the special guest art. So I think these 4 right here are going to be the cards of the box. Probably with this Mox Jasper being the big one, I would imagine. That is going to be my guess. I could be wrong. I will throw up the totals on the screen as per usual, so you'll be able to see what I paid for the box, or what the MSRP of the box is, the card of the box, the low card of the box, and then the total box value. So hopefully we have at least hit with our mythics and rares the value of the MSRP. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today for this episode of Breaking Boxes. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a follow, turn on those notifications so that you know when the next episode drops. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. And we hope to catch you on the next episode. In the meantime, I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, wishing everybody some happy magicking. Have a great one.